Welcome all to Newton's laws of motion, class 1, in which we'll discuss about Newton's first law. So this Newton's first law states that every body continuous in its state of rest or of its uniform motion along a straight line unless it is acted upon by an external force. Now I'll discuss in detail about what is the meaning of this statement. Over here, just observe the first statement, that is state of rest or of its uniform motion along a straight line. So over here we are having two terms. One is state of rest, another one is uniform motion along a straight line separated by or. So if you are taking that a situation A or situation B, so there should be something common in between these two situations. That means if you are considering that an object is at rest, so if an object is at rest, then we can say that its acceleration should be equal to 0, and the other possibility is that there is an object which is moving with a constant velocity, or it is moving with a uniform speed along a straight line. It represents that its velocity is constant, the magnitude or the direction of velocity is not changing, so this condition is also representing that acceleration is equal to 0. So basically these two statements are just used to say that the acceleration of object is equal to 0. So remember that the statement state of rest or uniform motion along a straight line represents that particle acceleration is 0. So the meaning of this statement, body continues in a state of rest or uniform motion along a straight line, is nothing but the acceleration of particle is equal to 0. Now in the second statement they are giving the condition for it, unless it is acted upon by an external force. So if the external force acting on the system, so it is given that if the external force acting on the system is equal to 0, then the acceleration of particle will be equal to 0. So the total meaning or the entire meaning of this Newton's first law is nothing but A is equal to 0 if F is equal to 0. And here it is mentioned that this force should be an external force. Only an external force can create acceleration. Internal forces cannot create acceleration. So it states that A is equal to 0 when F external is equal to 0, if the external force is equal to 0. So one thing we can write from this equation is acceleration is equal to 0 when the external force is equal to 0. Second thing we can write, if the external force is not equal to 0, definitely this acceleration should not be equal to 0. And force is a vector quantity, and you can just remember one more thing. The direction of acceleration should be along the direction of net external force. So remember these things related to Newton's first law. So from Newton's first law, remember these important points. State of rest or uniform motion along a straight line represents acceleration is 0. Only an external force can create acceleration. If the net external force is equal to 0, then acceleration should be equal to 0. If the net external force is not equal to 0, then acceleration is not equal to 0. And the direction of acceleration should be along the direction of net external force. So according to Newton's law, we can say that without an external force, object cannot change its state of rest or of its uniform motion, or the inability of an object to change its state of rest or its uniform motion along a straight line is known as nothing but inertia. Hope so that you understood what are the things we discussed in this class. If you are having any doubt, please contact. Thank you.